gorgeous day. That back door's a bit bright, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Today's job, BMW R100. Got a couple of things to do on the BMW whilst I'm waiting for the Ducati behind me there. So the Ducati nearing completion. We just need to gloss coat the body. A few spaces, a few aluminium parts which are coming this week. Yes, custom aluminium parts, and then we'll be on a roll. Electrics, job done. So one thing I need to do on the BMW is obviously sort the front end out. We've got, well, upon riding the BMW, we figured out that the front forks are completely shocked. No dampener, no rebound, nothing in it basically. So the whole shock system was shocked. What we need to do on that is take everything apart, rebuild everything. This is a bit of a complex system. This has got like little piston rings I should say, inside of dampeners and all sorts. A bit different to any of the other forks that you've seen me working on this channel. Sort those out and then we'll be in a good position to put the front end back together. So that is it. And what we have here for today's job is a complete rebuild kit. So we've got a bump stop. So this is just one side. We've got a bump stop. So it goes right down here, stops this piston from bumping. Then we've got this, I'd almost say this is another bump stop again, but it actually goes all the way up there to the top. Got the dampener itself, which comprises of some springs. There's some springs inside there as well. Some piston rings. So up here are 3 rings, and there we go. Get it more into focus. Up here are the 3 rings, a bit like a piston on an actual engine. They stop the oil flow, and it creates that resistance. These are all broken. So I've got 6 in here. 3, yeah, there's 6 in there. So that's 3 each side. We've got some seals for the top and some copper ring for the bottom. And that's one side, pretty much. Here we go. That is one side. Of course, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these bump stops into the bottom of this. That goes all the way down there. Fits in the bottom, and then we'll reassemble the forks. What I also have are some progressive springs. So these are brand new progressive springs. There we go, progressively wound. It's actually kind of a wider coil than what it was before. It was quite narrow before. This is a lot stiffer than the last one. And of course, with it being new springs, they're obviously to the right tolerances and everything like that that's needed. So this is going in there as well. First job is putting 3 of these 6 rings on here. They're so fine, unbelievably fine. Make sure they're not all placed at the same position. Exactly like you do with proper piston rings as well. What you don't want, here we go, is for each one of these little grooves to line up perfectly together, because what they'll do then is effectively create a channel where the oil can come through. But that will compress now and fit in ever so nicely. Do that to the second one. Oh, I've already got the stopper on that. What I've got here now is this all fully assembled. We have new seals there. Everything, all the internals and everything as you've seen. So we've got new dampener piston rings and everything inside, new springs inside the dampener, new bungs. Also, I have fitted some new progressive springs. So these springs are completely new and they're progressive. So these just slot in nice and neat. Obviously, they need to be compressed in a lot. And then we'll be able to put that in there. In fact, what I'm going to do is, because it's a lot easier compressing these and putting the little ends on when they're in place rather than holding them in the clamp, I'm actually going to fit them into the triple tree now. And there we are, it's in place. So I have left a couple of things not final. Obviously the wheel isn't in place yet. I've got a few things I need to sort out. The wheel will be a lot further back than that. I've got the brake calipers that I need to fix. They were leaking. I need to figure out, in fact I need to ask my friend whether he wants fork gaiters or just dust caps on those. Myself, I think fork gaiters would be quite nice. Because of that, I haven't actually tightened up these too much. These actually clamp the forks onto the 333. That is how they are actually clamped on, like that. Also, I do need to put oil inside. That's another reason I haven't actually properly sealed those up. So if I need to take them back out, put fork gaiters on, I don't want there to be oil on there. It's going to cause me a world of pain. So I'm just going to leave it dry for the moment. But that's it. New, rebuilt, front end, ready for the rest of the bike. Perfect. And there we have it. That is the BMW done. Job done. Oh, it's getting light now. It's getting a bit too light. I'm gonna have to adjust the camera. These clouds are moving too much. There's probably natural light. You can never get it constant. So that is it done on the BMW. We've got the front end kind of put in place. Obviously, we need to put the axle through the front wheel. Need to get the brakes on. Need to put fork oil in and fork gaiters. So since I filmed that, I figured out that my friend doesn't want fork gaiters on these. Absolutely fine. No problem at all. We'll put fork gaiters on them. So I mean, essentially, I need to take them back off, put them back on, fill them up with oil. Kind of made sense not to put oil on them. So I need to do that. And next steps with this, put the rear shocks on, which I've got some rear shocks. And then, again, we're nearing completion with that. I just need to paint the front end, figure out if we are using this fairing or if we are using more of a Cafe Racer style fairing. Who knows? I think the bike's kind of taking on its own identity as it's going. But until next week's video, go outside and build or ride, one of the two.